Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Friends in the Wild podcast. We are so happy to be back in the saddle, back to recording. We recorded a couple of episodes early while I was doing finals and back at school for a couple weeks, and now we're back.
We're back. You look so studious in your setup right now. In your leather.
Studious?
Yes, your leather chair. I feel like I'm talking to the president of the United States.
Yeah, and I'm using my camera, so it looks
So official.
fancy, and it has some kind of beauty filter on my face. I need to figure out how to turn that off. And I'm in my mom's room because we have to address why I'm home and we're still virtual.
Yeah, I have the flu, so Largus and I are 1 minute from each other, but still recording virtually.
Yeah.
I'm almost out of the woods, but if my voice sounds raspy or if you hear me coughing up a lung in the background, that's why. I know I sound so mysterious. We love when you get a cold and you sound like it's almost like a different personality.
It is. You kind of adopt another personality for a little bit.
Yeah, it's really fun.
You sound a lot better than you have, though. So
Yeah,
that's good.
I've been not terrible. I found out I had the flu yesterday, and they were all relatively surprised at urgent care that I had the flu because I have flu B. Usually with flu B, you're like throwing up and stuff. And I haven't been doing any of that. I've just been extremely congested and fatigued. So, yeah, that's why. Hopefully, I'll be making my comeback maybe tomorrow or the day after.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Yeah.
It's kind of good that it's not during Christmas, though. So
Yeah.
you can see your loved ones and whatnot.
Yeah, hopefully it'll be out of my system by then.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anyway, though, I'm in my mom's room. This is my mom and dad's, clearly, it was my mom's decision fully. As you can see that this wallpaper is literally all over the
Father
room
didn't want a bouquet of flowers and American flags.
with American flags in it. I just can't speak. If this wallpaper does not scream Pam Jenkins, I don't know what does. It's like the most her thing I've ever seen.
It really is.
But I think it's so pretty.
It
I
is
like
very
it.
pretty. I just feel like need to stand up and say the Pledge of Allegiance or something really quick.
I know every time before you go to bed, you have to salute the flag. But it's honestly I've never really appreciated how pretty my mom and dad's room is. But they have windows and vaulted ceiling and anyway, it's just really cute.
The
I'm just
Oval Office.
for the first time in my life, I'm just appreciating it. Oh, what about TikTok being banned?
So this is a possibility that we are facing in the upcoming month, I think. I think it's supposed to happen in January.
I have no idea.
I don't think it'll happen. TikTok has been on the verge of being banned for years. I don't
But
think
isn't the only way that it doesn't happen is if an American company buys it from the Chinese company?
I literally have no idea.
That's what I've heard. I don't know if that's true at all. I've not been paying attention to that, so I have no idea.
I see it on TikTok, immediately scroll. Literally.
I will say though, if TikTok gets banned, then that means because Meta kind of sucks, like Instagram and Facebook and stuff, they're just not as good as TikTok, especially for people who don't already have a jillion followers. You can't gain followers on Instagram and Facebook like you can on
used to.
Yeah. So that means that some other app is going to become a thing, which gives us a leg up because everybody's on equal footing.
Right.
No?
It's always exciting when a new app drops, Musical.ly, Vine, TikTok. But I was also on TikTok every day of my life, but I was on it the other day and it said that someone wanted to be my friend on Lemon8, which is something TikTok does. And I was immediately like, you know what? No. The last thing I need is another social media outlet to look at. It's exhausting.
I've heard people were talking about it at school and they said Lemon8 was gonna replace was gonna be the new TikTok, and I just have only seen Lemon8 in the ads and stuff. So
yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be a great business opportunity for whoever creates this new social media app.
Definitely. There's a gap here that someone needs to fill.
Who knows if it'll actually get banned? I'm not worried.
There's something else I was going to say about this. Oh, the fact that TikTok might be about to be banned makes me want to just post every thought that I have on TikTok and just post a million videos.
I've been posting more. I don't really know if giving me any, joy or any progress in my life, but I've been doing it. So,
I
what's the
appreciate
words?
your I like your TikToks. Please
Thank
keep
you.
doing what you're doing until it gets banned, and then you'll
Is
have
it
nothing to
giving you
live for.
something to make fun of?
Absolutely, yeah.
So, yeah,
Um,
I could never do that.
no, seriously, like, I was thinking about that. It's gonna be banned probably, like, I think the odds are in the favor of it being banned. Although, I'm kinda like, there's so much money in the world and, like, so many rich people that surely someone's just gonna buy it.
That's what I'm saying. Where's Elon Musk at? Just buy it.
I have heard people say that Elon Musk might buy it, but I think, like, I don't know, there's just so much politics there, you know?
Yeah.
Um, anyway, moving away from TikTok, I have a new lease on life. I'm, like, so happy. I have, like I feel like my spark has returned to me since I turned in my final. I'm
I love
done with my
her.
first semester of law school, and as you guys know, throughout the majority of the semester, I was like, "This is great, like, everybody should go to law school." And then finals rolled around, which, as I have said, the only grades in our classes are like, we only have 1 grade and it's the final. And when I tell you, like, I don't wanna be too dramatic, okay? But, like, when I say that I've never there's a I'll put it this way. There's a guy in our class who is a Marine was a Marine, and he's, like, 30 something. Literally was in combat, okay? I don't know if he was in combat, I just made that up.
Oh,
But he was a Marine, okay? And he says that law school exams are the most mentally challenging thing he's ever had to do. And he was in the military.
wow.
So that just made me feel a little bit vindicated. And I'll say, like, I probably handled them better than some people at our school. Everybody, like, we're all in it together, so it's kind of okay. But it is like, it's so stressful and you get so burnt out, but you just have to keep going. And like, it's all you're doing 10 hours a day, every day. And everybody's doing that. So, like, and we're graded on a curve. So, but you still feel like you have to do more than other people because we're graded on a curve, like, you're graded against each other. So it's just really the craziest thing I've ever had to do in my life. And it's over. So,
Yeah. That's so exciting. I remember turning in like my last finals for each semester in nursing school and just like the breath of fresh air. I'm like, oh,
yeah.
this is what life is like. And then you just do it over and over and over again until you're done.
Mhm.
But it's crazy that you're done with your first
I
semester.
know.
Time truly has flown.
I know. And my last final was they're all like 4-hour exams, but my last final was only 3 hours, but it was handwritten
Oh my
in
gosh.
like its essay form. So I was just dreading like having a handwritten exam on top of, just the normal exam stress. But we did it and it's over. And that's hopefully the only handwritten exam I'm gonna have. It was contracts. Um,
Do you know your grades yet?
no, I'll know in January. And it like
That's
I
crazy.
think I honestly don't know. Yeah, because they have to like read all of the essays. So um I don't even know what scores we get back, like, if we get a score on, like, our exam itself and then, like, our grade in the class, because 'cause they'll be different because of the curve,
Hmm.
but I don't know how that would work. I kind of hope we don't because, like, if the curve makes me go lower than my actual exam score, I think I would probably wanna die, so I hope we just get 1
Yeah.
grade,
Yeah.
and then you get your rank,
Really.
which is also terrifying.
Well, congratulations. There
Thank
is no
you.
better feeling.
Truly.
And
But
now
now
it's Christmas, so
you're right, it is
even
Christmas, and I'm
better.
I'm getting into, like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so glad I'm done, I can do whatever I want now," but I still need to, like, catch up on some sleep, I need to kind of further process that I'm done, like, I don't
Mhm.
know, I feel like I'm not completely
Yeah.
recovered, which it was just yesterday, I took the last one yesterday, so
Yeah, you've got plenty of time. Fun
anyway,
time.
what's been up with you?
Um, well, Colin graduated nursing school on Friday, last
Mhm.
Friday. So we all went down to Cookville and I got to pin him at his pinning ceremony Thursday night.
That's so
And then,
sweet.
I know, and then he graduated Friday, came home, came deathly ill on Saturday. Um, but we went and got a Christmas tree, me and my dad did. This is the first year that I was allowed to pick the Christmas tree.
Mm.
I'm learning that I have a hard time judging the size of a tree when it's on the side of a mountain compared
Uh-huh.
to when it's in your living room. Our tree is like 13 feet tall.
It is really
Um,
tall and it's really fat, but it looks really
very
good.
fat, very fat. It literally has a bird's nest in it. We found it last night when we were decorating. There's no eggs or anything. It's like an old nest,
That's so funny.
but still a bird's nest. So last night, my mom, me, and Colin are decorating the tree, and it's looking good. Like, we're actually very pleased with what we could do with this tree. So me and Colin turn out the lights. We're gonna turn on a movie and enjoy the glow of the light. And all of a sudden, we hear a crash, and our 13-foot Christmas tree fell over in our living room. And you know, my mom was on the verge of tears because all of her mother's ornaments were on that tree. But I think we only a few broke when it fell, and then Mabel broke one later. But it could have been a lot worse. So today I've been adjusting lights and stuff on our tree and walking on eggshells in the living room. So next year I'm not picking the tree. But yeah, and I'm just out of commission for a few days,
Yeah.
recovering from my
Well, the
ailment.
tree looks really good. I had to go to Mally's house and get a microphone because I didn't have one. And it looks really good. It was slightly leaning,
Yeah, it
but at
was.
least it was leaning like toward the wall this time instead of toward like
Yeah,
the table. So it wouldn't have as far to go, hopefully.
I don't know. It was bad. It's currently tied up with fishing line, so let's hope it stays.
Let's pray. Yeah. It looks really good though, and I love the colorful lights that you have on it.
Yeah, it literally, I was telling her it looks like the Rockefeller Plaza in our living
It does.
room.
It's
It's
so
huge.
big and the colorful lights.
But yeah, that's all I've really been up to. So,
I love
I
it.
started a new show, Prison Break. I don't know if anyone's watched it. I'm only on like the third or fourth episode, but so far it's good. And the reason I started is because my TikTok has been infiltrated with edits of the show, and it looks
Mm,
really good. So, I'm
cool.
giving it a whirl.
Well, I have been watching Southern Charm. Have you
What's
seen
that on?
Southern Charm is on Peacock?
I don't have Peacock.
Paige DeSorbo. We've talked about her, right?
I need a character name. Fun fact about me is I don't know
No,
actresses.
she like the Giggly Squad podcast page. Hannah Burner.
I know Hannah. I've heard of her.
Hannah Paige is the one that's on that podcast with Hannah. They're like best friends.
Okay,
I really thought we had talked about Paige DeSorbo before.
we probably have.
Huh.
I don't know.
I'm trying to think of like other ways you would know her. But
It's okay.
she was on like Summer House, like a reality anyway. I love reality TV. And I only know this show because well, Ryan's Aunt Tara always wants me to watch it. She like loves it. It's based in Charleston and it's just about like these high class, like big name people, like families in Charleston. And I'm on the first season, but it's already so freaking crazy. Like this show is insane. And you know the big bridge in Charleston? The
Yeah.
like Ravenel Bridge? Well, the guy that bridge is named after, Arthur Ravenel, I think, his son is on the show. So that's just
Wow.
kind of a cool tie-in. Like everybody
Oh.
knows who he is. But he just got out of prison
Oh.
for like conspiracy to sell cocaine. And before that, he was like the treasurer of South Carolina. So he's like a state politic guy. But now he like wants to get back into politics. It's
Through acting?
crazy. And then he like I mean, I know it's going to happen because obviously we're like 10 years past the first episode of the show. It started in like 2013 or something. And it's still coming out. Like there's still seasons, but it is crazy and I highly recommend anyone to watch it if you like reality TV.
Yeah.
Oh, but anyway, Paige DeSorbo's boyfriend is in it, Craig Conover.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Anyway, so anything else to talk about before we dive in?
Not really that I can think of.
Are we ready to dive in?
I think we are. Today we're going to be reading holiday drama stories, and I'm so excited because the holidays just bring about a certain vibe sometimes.
Sometimes
It's
that
just
vibe is negative, unfortunately.
yes, it is. And I don't know, everyone's just very high strung at the holidays. Sometimes you have to spend time with family that you may not wanna spend time with. Um, so we're just gonna read other people's, and some of it's just funny. Some of them aren't really drama, but some of them are. So, I always love this episode. I love reading what crazy family members do
I
in the
know, I
holidays.
like well, holidays, like, you, like, go out and live your own life, like, throughout the year, and then you come home and, like, it's kind of a weird dynamic because part of you, like, reverts back to being who you were when you were, like, with these people all the time, like your
Yep.
siblings or cousins or whatever, but then also you, like, have all these opinions and whatever that you've developed from,
Mhm.
like, being out on your own. So I think
Yep.
that's where a lot of it stems from, but also just every family has, like, crazy family members.
Yeah.
So,
Every family just has their issues, their quirks, if you will, and the holidays are a perfect time to let them all unleash on one another. So, we're going to read some of those stories.
yep.
Do you want me to go first or do you want to?
You can go.
Okay. So, sorry, I forgot to cough. My mother in law and father in law are no longer together. Not official. And no one
Oh,
is supposed to know, especially the kids. So we all sit around and pretend while they don't talk to each other besides rude remarks and are silent. It's awesome. And they try to hide that they sleep in different rooms, not so easily hidden in a 4-bedroom apartment. So, this is just like a classic, I feel like. Just
yeah,
the
for sure.
classic walking on eggshells around family
Yeah.
members at the holidays.
People
Just
who,
nip
like,
it in the butt.
probably what?
I said just nip it in the butt and get it over with.
That's
Yeah.
like, do you mean get a divorce?
Yeah, or just, like, say you're not together.
Yeah.
Just
No,
be a lot more enjoyable if everyone
yeah.
would admit it.
I'm not a, like, just get divorced kind of person. Like, I think that people should, like,
Yeah.
strive to fix their marriages and, like, fix whatever issue, go to therapy, like, whatever
Yeah,
you need to do.
definitely.
But, like, there comes a point, you know?
Or just be honest about it, like you're struggling. Like,
Yeah,
it's not like everyone doesn't already know.
yeah. But
But
I'm kind of confused about the four-bedroom apartment. Like, did the parents live there?
I don't
And
know, but that's a really big apartment.
yeah, that 4 bedrooms is a big apartment.
Yeah.
Mine was 3 in Knoxville, and it was pretty big.
Yeah, I'm not really sure, but I just imagine them, like, acting like they're gonna go sleep in the same room, and then one ends up in a different
Yeah. Like, I'm so confused.
the
Did it or
theatrical part of it.
maybe, like, the kids or whoever is it her mother-in-law and father-in-law?
Yeah.
Maybe, like, they're coming and staying with them, I don't know. Anyway,
I don't know.
okay. This one is, um, an "Am I overreacting" story. Okay,
'Kay.
so that's, like, the way that it's worded. My mother-in-law is expecting my husband and child to drive 7 also, this is from Reddit. I just wanna say something really quick. Reddit uses the weirdest, like, codes for words. Like, for husband, I think it's husband, and it's DH. I don't understand that. And then LO for child, like, I can tell from the context that it's her child, but maybe LO stands for, like, little one, but I'm like, "Why are we doing
No
that?"
idea. They
Anyway,
do use some weird abbreviations.
and you can tell that these people are on Reddit all the time because they
Chronic Reddit readers.
because they know, like, the codes, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway, my mother-in-law is expecting my husband and child to drive 7 hours away for Thanksgiving weekend without me. My issues with my mother-in-law are long-standing, although she tries to pretend she doesn't have a problem with me. Think to the level of going behind my back to have my husband not marry me. She was a
Oh.
stay-at-home She was a stay-at-home mom my husband's entire life. He is the oldest of 4 and I'm the first outsider to join the family. In the 10 years we've been together, we've always folded and traveled to do the holidays with them. Now that we have an LO, a child, we are strict that Christmas is at home. I think that's fair. Let me just pause and say, I think it's fair to like say, sorry, we're doing Christmas by ourselves when you have a kid. But let's finish the story. With that said, my mother-in-law now expects to have Thanksgiving/Thanksgiving weekend since we no longer do quote actual Christmas with them. But I do need to add that we do an alternate Christmas weekend where we travel to them. I now have a career that requires me to work holidays on a rotating schedule every 3 years for each major holiday. I also work nights so I can pull myself together for hours of the daytime to spend with my family when needed. This year, my holiday is Thanksgiving, and my mother in law is upset that my husband will not take my child without me to travel to them, leaving me alone for the weekend. This isn't that we wouldn't see them at all. We've stated that we would come down this coming weekend, but now his sister is even telling him to come down Thanksgiving weekend. Am I being irrational that I don't want my toddler to travel away from me for a holiday weekend because it isn't good enough that we can go the weekend before as a family? Um, I'm not I'm not even expecting them to shift and do their Thanksgiving this coming weekend. It's just when we all can travel and see them.
No, you're not overreacting.
I agree.
There's so much to unpack there.
Yeah.
The fact that it wouldn't be so bad if they didn't have to travel 7 hours to do this. Like,
7
they're
hours is
going
a
out
long
of their
trip.
they're going out of their way to come, so we should be thankful for when they can come regardless. And I don't blame her for not wanting her child to go. I mean, I get it, like, you don't want them to miss on the holiday, but if you can go the weekend before as a whole family, why not do it then?
Yeah. Yeah,
But
because the point of it is just to, like, see your family. It doesn't matter what day it is. You know what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
Like, if it's actually on the holiday.
No, I agree. Like, I don't get why we have to celebrate the holiday on the holiday.
Yeah.
We can just regroup.
Also, if you're willing to drive the 7 hours a different weekend, like, I really just don't think there's anything they can get mad about,
No,
you know?
that's a little bit weird.
I do kind of Go ahead.
I get the mother-in-law wanting to do a weekend thing for Thanksgiving now that the family doesn't come for Christmas,
Yeah.
just more time together, but don't be, because if it wasn't that way, they would be traveling that twice in, like, a month span.
Yeah.
Maybe just have them meet in the middle at, like, a Buc-ee's or something.
Yeah. No, 7 hours is a long drive. I feel
Yeah.
like
With a toddler.
e absolutely. I think, like, 4 hours to me, maybe a little over, maybe, like, 5 hours is my threshold of, like, a short versus a long drive, you know?
Yeah, no,
And
I agree.
7 is, like,
That's
for
a
anyone would be a
that's to the
long drive.
beach.
Exactly.
I better be
Exactly.
my toes better be in the sand when I put that car in park,
Unless you live at Hilton Head, you're not going.
literally. Yeah, I don't think they were overreacting. I think it's a tough situation, but her in-laws should be more
And
lenient.
I guess I also kind of get it from the mother-in-law's perspective because it's her first child to, like, leave, you know?
Mhm.
Apparently, like, she said he's the first one that's, like, married or whatever. Um, and, like, I get how that would be hard, especially depending on if they're, like, married young or something, like, I get if, like, the mother wasn't ready or whatever. But you really just have to, like, you have to understand, I feel like, not that I'm anywhere close to being a mother-in-law, but you have to understand that, like, if you want your child to come around, and I'm sure you do, like, the way to do that is just to be, like, completely accommodating, completely helpful, you know,
Bow down to them.
like,
Worship the
well,
ground they
I mean,
walk on.
obviously, you can, like, have your own boundaries, but, like, especially if they have kids, like, they are in a much more, like, limiting circumstance than you
Right.
probably are. Don't know about health issues or whatever, but, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I agree. Kids just make things so hard.
They do. Why would anyone have them?
Literally. Okay. My dad has been dating a widowed single mom since March, and they have started saying that he is her two kids' new dad. And he has been telling her kids that me and my baby are their family. They also said that my dad's girlfriend is my baby's grandma, and I was ticked. Also, she's only been widowed for 2 years and is already saying my dad is their new dad, even though she says her husband was an excellent dad, and even said her destiny all along was to end up with my dad. Very messed up.
Wait, hold on. I'm so confused. Who is this person?
So, this is the boyfriend's daughter who's writing this in. She's saying that her dad started dating this widowed mom in March.
Okay.
And they are already saying that he is the widow's children's new dad. And the widow is saying that this whole time that it was her destiny to be with this new guy.
And her husband just died?
Yeah. 2 years ago. But still, it was her destiny
Ooh.
to be with him.
Someone just got home. They might interrupt me, but that's crazy. But you know what? That stuff like low key happens a lot.
Oh, it does. And I'm not bashing on anyone for moving on after your spouse dies. But I just feel like I would have a hard time
As the child.
the child and having like a new dad.
Yeah.
Why does that have to be new? I have a dad.
It's weird.
Like, I don't know. And like,
No, that's
as
really weird.
the daughter had a baby, and now they're like calling the girlfriend the baby's grandma.
Yeah.
And they're just dating, just like recently. I would be like, no. You are her grandpa's
Oh
lovely
man.
friend.
You know what? I have the reputation on this podcast of like hating on old people,
Yeah.
but sometimes with like their relationships just like are so funny and entertaining, just like the things they decide to do.
What is your age limit for remarriage after the death of a spouse? How old do you think people should just cut it off? Like, don't get remarried?
I don't know because like people are at such like I feel like the question you're asking kind of
I'm just trying to get you in trouble.
I feel like the question you're trying to get me to answer is how close to death should you not get married? And people, there's no age limit on that, you know? Like some people at 60 are like on the verge, and some people at 90 are like still pumping.
Right.
So I'm not gonna
You're
respond to
not one to
that.
put those limitations on
No,
love.
I would never. And also like truly do what you want. I'm just gonna like giggle a little bit in some
I'm just gonna laugh
circumstances.
at you.
Not laugh at you, laugh when I see your post on Facebook, you know?
Oh, okay. Cool.
I'm just kidding. I actually really like don't care.
Me
Except
either.
like
I just thought it was a funny question.
sometimes it is funny, you know?
Yeah, just don't maybe refer to your boyfriend as your children's new dad and say that it was your destiny to be with him.
After their dad. It's the lady's dad? I mean the lady's kids?
Yes.
Yeah, after their dad just died.
Yeah.
No, that's pretty out there, really.
Yeah. Nah.
Okay. Um next. This one's kind of weird, but I thought I would share. My
Oh.
17-year-old daughter dyed her hair pink or tried to. My husband tagged her and posted This is another example of parents doing weird stuff on Facebook. My husband tagged her and posted a fatherly kind of comment on Instagram for the whole world to see, causing said daughter to fly into a rage of anger and tears due to the deep humiliation caused by the fatherly comment. The post remained up in excess of 5 entire minutes because my husband was unable to remember his password in order to delete the comment.
No.
Husband then sulks like spoiled adolescent boy for several. I like how she's not using articles either. Husband sulks like spoiled adolescent boy for several hours due to Instagram offense. And this is written in such a funny way. Due to Instagram offense and supplemental ego damage inflicted by 16-year-old daughter, who asked if she could exchange a couple of clothing gifts her father had chosen for something more her own style. Oh no. Husband remains in foul sulking adolescence mood until he is finally successful in destroying my own enduring Christmas joy. Sorry. At which point, amidst his newly regained sunny disposition, having successfully achieved his goal to erode my own mood. Did she say how? No, she didn't say how. Okay. The degradation of the day is suddenly the entire result of my final capitulation.
This seems like this woman is just pulling out every big word she knows how to use and
She had
trying to
she got
flex.
a thesaurus for Christmas and wanted to use it. To a sour, angry mood, complicated by hours of cooking and manifested in a subpar turkey, topped off by a torturous 30 minutes of Monopoly before stomping off to bed with the remainder of the dinner wine. After draining the bottle, I'm struck by the glaring similarities to my own childhood festivities. This is perhaps the real Christmas tradition handed down generation to generation. On the upside, I get to spend Boxing Day in my PJs reading a book and eating only chocolate, also by family tradition.
This woman needs to take a chill pill. When her thumbs hit the screen, it's war. The thesaurus hates to see her coming.
Seriously. But also the husband with the daughter and the hair comment, like
It's just a classic misunderstanding of
it
father.
is, and like this is like probably relatable, you know, like the
Yeah.
16-year-old daughter, dad trying to like be nice to her, and it's like humiliating for some reason.
Wait, was he complimenting her hair?
Posted a fatherly kind of comment on Instagram.
That could be taken either way.
Yeah, that depends on your interpretation of fatherly comment.
Yeah. For those who have loving fathers, one way. Those who have insulting fathers, another.
Yeah,
Mine would have been
exactly.
hit or miss. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Yours,
I have a
if it
loving
was a
father.
comment, it definitely would have been an insult.
My dad has recently said that he no longer supports our podcast.
Yeah, he has. We said that he's not our target demographic one too many times, and he has taken
Actually,
that
he
to heart.
sent me a long, heartfelt text the other day about how he's no longer a supporter of our podcast.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's because I said something along the lines of what I just said. He's just, he actually told me he thought about sponsoring our podcast,
Mm.
and now it's a no-go. So this is my public apology to my dad. Love you, man.
Please come back. You're our main supporter.
No, literally, you're like our only comments on every video, likes every video. We miss you, man.
We do.
Come home.
We miss you. He's our regular.
Yeah, so I have an absent father in my life now.
Okay, is it your turn or my turn?
It's my turn. After you read that dictionary-worthy
I know.
story. Okay. Oh boy. My mother-in-law isn't getting her way with my baby. She wants to play mom. She also threw a major violent tantrum when my husband and I tried to talk to her, and now she isn't speaking to me, and Christmas at her house is canceled because we had the audacity to want to spend Christmas Day as a first-time family at home. So this is just, I want your thoughts and opinions. How do you think, once your adult children grow up and start families, how do you think Christmas should be with with the adult child's family?
Yeah. It's really tough, especially if you're the first one, if you're the first sibling to have a kid, you know?
Yeah, I think it all depends on when the children have kids.
Yeah.
Because, if there's no kids involved, there's no real reason.
Yeah, like if there's no kids involved, well, I guess even if you're married though. But like until I am married, I will spend the night at my parent. Like even if I lived here but like not at my home, I would spend the night at my parents' house before like
Yeah.
on Christmas Eve forever, you know?
That's
Like
how I
until
would.
yeah.
Yeah, I feel
But
like this Christmas will be the first time Colin's two older sisters are married and moved away. So really just be Colin and his little sister
that's
at
actually really sad.
their house, and then next Christmas it'll just be their little sister. So that is sad, but
Oh, poor
yeah,
Kinley.
I know.
I don't know. It's really tough because, like, you want Christmas to be like you've always remembered it, obviously, and like everybody does. Like your other siblings are gonna want you to like be there,
Right.
but then like if you're married, obviously you're probably gonna spend the night at
Their
wherever you
home.
live, unless you have to like travel home for the holidays.
Right.
It's a tough situation. I understand why there's so much drama around it, but
I
I
think
will also say whenever you search any kind of holiday drama on the internet, it's gonna pull up a jillion mother-in-law stories.
all of the ones I read were mother-in-law stories.
Yeah.
Terrifying. I think just a safe bet is don't schedule a family Christmas the morning of Christmas Day.
If there's
Reserve
kids
that
involved, for
if
sure.
there's kids or marriage. Reserve that and maybe do a brunch
Yeah.
late in the day. I don't know. I just feel like that's a safe bet.
Mhm.
No one will feel obligated.
Yeah. My mom's family is always Christmas lunch, and it's like whole extended family, and then but like within that there are smaller, even like grandparent relationships. Like my mom, her sisters all have like grandkids, and I know that one of her sisters and like her kids and their grandkids will all go to the grandmother's house for Christmas Eve
Mhm.
and then come here or come to like the whole big thing on Christmas Day lunch. But it really is just weird because at that point you're getting to like so many events, you know?
Right. It's like, at what point is extended family? Like,
That's
where
what I
do we
always
draw the line?
yeah, when do you like stop meeting with like your cousins? You know? And
Right.
isn't that sad?
It is sad, but I don't know when, because, like, eventually, like, when you and your siblings have kids, the cousin meetup will be when you and your siblings get together.
Exactly. Wait, that's
So,
really,
I
really
know.
sad. I don't want that to ever come.
Yeah. Well, maybe it won't. Maybe you'll just have a week full of meetings.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess it's usually honestly kind of like when the grandparents pass away, which is also super sad, or
Yeah.
like a couple years after that, which is really scary for me because like
Yeah.
I'm down to
One of
one.
our family is my mom's family, like her dad and my cousins and stuff will all get together at their house, and then my mom's sister and her family, who were there at that gathering, will still come to our house. But it's because my mom's mom and her husband, my step papa, used to come to our house. They've both since passed, but we still do it because
Yeah,
I don't know. It's just something. It's what we did with them, so you don't
yeah,
want to let that go.
yeah,
So I don't know. Even though we see them at our papa's house, we still do it because of our
yeah.
granny used to come to our house. So it is just sad, and you don't want to let those traditions go.
I
But
know, and like I can't imagine ever not seeing like the people that I've always seen
yeah,
at
I know
holidays.
it is weird.
Like my
Oh,
cousins. It's scary,
let's move
honestly.
on
Yeah, let's do
so
that.
quickly, so extremely quickly. I think you're
Okay,
right.
is it my turn?
Yeah.
Okay. This one is a am I in the wrong story. Every year, our family does a big Thanksgiving dinner, and we all typically bring a dish or two. My sister, who's a lovely person in every other way, insists on cooking something homemade every time. The issue? She's not a great cook. And I don't just mean not great. I mean, she has somehow managed to turn classic dishes into borderline inedible creations. For context, last Thanksgiving, she showed up with her special recipe of stuffing that was over seasoned with random spices like cinnamon and cardamom. Cardamom? I've never heard of that spice.
Hmm.
It was dry and the flavors were confusing, and totally off for stuffing. Only one person took a small bite and the rest went untouched. Another year, she brought a green bean casserole that had some kind of strange chewy texture. She later admitted she used coconut milk and almond flour to experiment.
Oh
No
no.
one wanted seconds of that either. This year, I'm hosting Thanksgiving. Since I'm responsible for putting it all together, I wanted to keep the menu consistent so that people could actually enjoy a cohesive meal. I thought I'd avoid drama by asking her to bring non food items instead, like wine, soda, or even some flowers. I explained to her, very kindly, I thought, that I just wanted to make things easy and streamlined, and I'd handle the main dishes, but she didn't take it very well. She got offended and told me I was being controlling and shutting her out of the family gathering. She then accused me of making her feel inadequate and said that Thanksgiving is about everyone contributing, not me deciding what's acceptable. I told her that everyone appreciates her effort, but she could contribute in other ways and still be a part of it. She doubled down and said she's bringing her, quote, famous green bean casserole, whether I like it or not. Now, my mom and a couple other family members have chimed in, saying I should just let her bring whatever she wants because it's Thanksgiving and it's the thought that counts. They're acting like I'm committing some huge offense by wanting the food to be enjoyable for everyone and not have random experimental dishes that no one will eat. But I feel like I'm just trying to keep the meal enjoyable and frankly edible. I don't think it's wrong to want to actually enjoy the food, especially since I'm putting in all the effort to host. Am I really being unreasonable?
Just
What do you
let her
think?
bring it. You don't have to eat it.
No, you're being so controlling. Go.
And make it funny. Like, make it an inside joke that everyone knows, like, oh, her
Exactly.
famous green bean casserole. And then anytime someone has, like, a boyfriend or a girlfriend come, make them eat it. Make it funny.
Yeah. Tell him like it's the best. Whatever she brings is like the best thing. Yeah. Why
Yeah.
is this such a like a big deal? Just
You're acting like you're the pioneer of Thanksgiving. You're hosting the
yeah.
first ever Thanksgiving. Like,
Yeah.
everyone knows. And if this girl's calling it her famous green bean casserole, roll with it.
Surely somebody's told her that.
She knows it's famous. She might not know why.
Yeah. Her infamous green bean casserole.
Just let her do it and make fun of
Yeah.
her.
Live and let
Constructive
live, girl.
bullying.
It's like he thinks that like I'm just assuming this is a man. Um
Oh.
All of the positive ones I think are women, and all of the negative ones I
This
think are men.
has to be a man.
Um, I think that you're being controlling, and, like, you think that because you're hosting, like, everything has to be perfect, but
That's when you create a problem. You won't enjoy the holidays.
yeah.
You're focused on every detail being perfect.
But this seems like just the way that this person is, and he doesn't
Yeah.
get it.
I'm sorry, that's a miserable life.
Yeah.
You'll never be perfect. Newsflash.
Newsflash.
Okay, this is my last Reddit one.
Okay.
Mother-in-law, of course, freaked out when I wasn't ready to go there for Christmas 9 days postpartum from a C-section. They wanted us to spend the night and make the 2-hour drive, and it felt way too much. We mentioned the baby's immune system still being so fresh and staying home for safety, but she freaked out. I'm so emotional and sensitive, freshly postpartum, and I just can't believe it went like that.
Me neither.
The audacity. Especially coming from a woman, like, she's birthed a child, obviously. Why? Well, let's stop, like, forcing people to come to every holiday. Life happens, and sometimes you're gonna miss a holiday.
That's kind of giving, like, the idea that how some, like, women or anybody in certain situations will be like, "Well, I had to do it, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna get mad if you don't come to Thanksgiving
Mhm.
9 days after you
Yeah.
gave birth." Like, everybody's like, they just
And
have no sympathy because they're like, "Well, I did."
they're not respecting your boundary now, so they're gonna be kissing that baby, they're gonna be all up in its face. Don't go.
Yeah.
I would not be going. So sorry. Bring me a plate, actually. Drop it off at my door. But I won't be there.
How long is the drive?
2 hours. She just had abdominal surgery. A baby ripped out of her. 9
Honestly,
days old.
the drive doesn't even seem that bad, but just, like, being around that many people 9 days after you were literally cut in half, like
And you haven't slept, you have a newborn.
and, like, if you wanted to do that, it would be like, "Oh, good for you," but there's absolutely nothing that should force you.
No. No, you should be invited, but not expected to come.
No.
That's crazy. Crazy behavior.
And another thing is, like, why don't these mother-in-laws or, like, families who aren't getting to see their people on Christmas, instead of, like, making them feel horrible, why not just, like, make sure that they know that, like, they're sad that you can't be there? Like, they're like,
Yeah,
"Oh, we really wish you could be. We're gonna miss you."
but we understand.
Yeah,
And you know what else
instead
this
of
sounds like? The husband's problem. That's his
yeah.
mom.
You know, a lot of them are the husbands just, like, allow this kind of behavior.
I don't know. All I'm hearing is that is not your problem.
Yeah, I would
That is
agree.
not your fish to fry.
I would
Your
totally agree
husband
with that.
should talk to his mother,
Yeah,
and
okay,
then you better not ever do that to your kid.
for
Your
real.
9-day-old, don't ever do that.
That's the thing, like, maybe because, like, a lot of people have really strange mother-in-law experiences now, maybe, like, when, like, our age group is, like, older, although I doubt it. I think it's, like, once you have kids, you, like, go crazy a little bit.
Speaking of our generation, have you seen the thirst traps that people are making over the man who killed the CEO of that healthcare company?
Yeah, I have.
Our generation is something that needs to be feared. They had a look-alike contest
I
in
know.
New York.
But it's like there is also, like, a political aspect, like, people are saying, he's like I've literally heard people saying on TikTok and stuff, "He's our Katniss." And
No.
I get it, like, I understand the political
Yeah, but
deal.
imagine you're that CEO's child. You get on TikTok, there's a thirst trap of the man who just murdered your dad.
Well, also,
I'm like, oh,
like, let's not try to live in a dystopian novel, like, I don't wanna live in the Hunger Games, we don't need a Katniss.
preferably not.
Yeah.
Like you're on your way to the receiving friends and you are trying to distract yourself on TikTok. No. SNL skits about this man.
SNL skits. Yeah, also, SNL's been funny recently, like,
They
shockingly.
really have been stepping up their game. I just think our generation takes nothing seriously.
But then, like, if you just say something wrong in a TikTok,
Oh my
you're
gosh, you're done.
canceled. Like,
You're
it's
canceled.
it's just there's no, like, consistency.
Yes, and the thing is if you get canceled, literally do not worry, you'll be uncanceled in, like, 2 weeks.
So true.
You'll be a savior for something.
And a great example of that is Brianna Chicken Fry. Everybody did there for if anyone doesn't know, everyone didn't like she, like, she's like a Barstool person. If you don't know what
Mhm.
Barstool is, like, I don't think I can help you, honestly. But
No, there's no hope.
look it up. Um, she's like a Barstool podcast personality. People got mad at her because they thought she was dating Zach Bryan, a country music star. People got mad at her because they thought she was being mean to her friend. Then everybody was in her corner because it comes out that Zach Bryan is, like, being abusive to her and after they've broken up. Now everyone hates her again because of the best friend thing. Like, it's just
But next week, something will come out about her best friend, and everyone will take Brianna's side.
exactly. So yeah,
The
her
internet
best friend will
is
like
so back and forth.
yeah, Grace, her best friend will like take it a step too far and everybody will be back on Brianna's side. You're so
Yeah,
right. Oh,
whatever.
also another example of that is and this is a little bit people go back and forth on this, but Ethan Slater, Ariana Grande's guy that she apparently like he
Mhm.
was married when they started doing Wicked, and then because he's Bach in Wicked, um,
Me and Bach.
he and Bach, um, he's Bach in Wicked. They started doing Wicked. They met. He was married with a baby,
Baby.
and then all of a sudden he's dating Ariana Grande. And people hated him for that, and kind of her for a second, but they got over it pretty quickly. And
Mhm.
then, now, like, there's these, like, thirst traps of him, and people are like, "Oh,
I don't
Ariana,
know
I get it."
how.
And it's
No,
like,
one thing I don't know and won't get is that
I don't get it either. He's literally a munchkin. Did you see where they modeled the munchkins to look like him? Like, they
no,
modeled the munchkins after him? He said that he went in, like, he was already hired for Bach, and he was like, "So what, like, what kinda costume am I gonna have to wear?"
no, you
And
are the costume. I fear.
they're like, "Well, we haven't really decided what the munchkins are gonna look like, but we're thinking, like, red curly hair, like, short, but then, they can be, like, diverse other than that." And he's like, "Oh, so, like, kinda like how I look." They're like, "Exactly, yeah." Hit the nail on the head.
That is hilarious, but also I'm, like, kind of sympathetic towards him, that's so sad.
I know.
I
I
always
think he's
wonder how people get hired for, like, roles that are known to be, like, fat, you know? Like, a role where people constantly make fat jokes, is that, like, a disclosure they make in the
I
auditions?
know.
Like, "We will body shame you." I have no
And
idea.
it's like, even though they're playing a character, like, that's what they look like in real life.
Yeah. Like, they have to go home and live after this.
Oh, man. Okay, back to stories.
How many more do you
I only
have?
have one more, so if you
Okay,
have
me
one,
too.
you can wait, I thought you had 2.
I have a really short one and
Okay,
then different one. Which one do you want?
whatever.
Okay. Jumped to put the star on the tree and sharted.
I'm so sorry.
The next line was, "It was a city Christmas."
What's the pun there?
They're trying to be clean version of
Oh, it's not a pun, it's just like a clean version. Okay.
it's a play on words. Um, don't ever tell anyone that. That was
I'm just
criminal.
imagining huh?
That was criminal. Like,
I'm just imagining, like, the whole family sitting there and you're, like, decorating the tree.
yeah, it's like a wholesome moment. No, you're uninvited to family Christmas.
I'm speechless, honestly.
Yeah. Anyways,
Anyway.
do you want to read your last one?
Yeah.
Literally
Oh my
no
god.
words. We're just like, okay,
What?
next.
I really I don't have a reaction.
Next, please, as quick as you can.
My cheeks hurt from smiling.
Aw.
Okay, ready? This is
Yeah.
kinda crazy. My ex and I dated for 5 years. Hang on, I need to, like, swallow or something.
Oh.
My
Okay.
ex and I dated for 5 years. My family adored her. Oh, this is a man or a lesbian. Either way. My ex and I dated for 5 years. My family adored her, and it was assumed that we would be getting married soon. About a year ago, she broke up with me out of nowhere, saying that I was not enough of a man for her. Whoa. Brutal, I know.
Hello.
After months of therapy, I started dating someone new. Now, during my therapy months, my family had already invited her to certain events. Like the old girl? The ex? My family asked me if she could still come, and because I wanted her back, I said yes. Oh.
Ooh.
As soon as I started to date someone new, and my ex had attended her last invited event, I thought that was the end of it. Today, I found out that my family invited my ex to Thanksgiving and Christmas.
No.
I thought it was a joke, but no, they love having her around. I put a stern warning that if she was invited, I would not be attending. I restated what my therapist told me, saying that this was unhealthy for me and was violating my boundaries. Yeah, I would say so.
Get it, King?
My family does not care. They love her.
Oh.
She doesn't have much family and they want her included. My current girlfriend is obviously furious. Every family member, including my mom and grandmother, are saying I need to treat it as if she were a friend and grow up. They
Oh.
dated for 5 years.
No.
That's
Is
crazy.
that the end?
Yeah, that's so sad because, like, after you break up, like, especially if they were, like, very intertwined, you, like, feel like you're so alone, but you're like, "Oh, well, at least I still have my family." No.
No. Also, he's trying like, that is a man in therapy. This man is trying to heal.
That's
And the
because
people who are
because he
supposed to be in his corner
I know, because
don't care.
and she broke up with him because he wasn't enough of a man. That's
She
crazy.
might need to go in for some psychological
Yeah,
evaluation,
she needs a
along with every
therapist.
family member you have. That's
Certainly.
sad. I hope him and his new girl work out, and I hope she's so much hotter.
Me too.
Just saying.
Maybe they should go to, her family for Christmas.
Yeah. Bitch your family. They need to get their priorities straight.
The fact that she said to him, "You're not enough of a man for me."
Well, I mean, speak your truth, I guess.
She's honest, you know?
That's so sad. But I hope it all went well. Maybe she'll, like, get the hint. Maybe you just, like, walk in with your supermodel girlfriend,
Yeah, and then
act so unbothered,
she'll be
don't talk to
jealous
any of your
and want
family,
yeah, she'll be jealous and want you back, but you'll be like, "No, sorry, I've moved on."
and just be like, "And it's low-key weird that you're here." Just, like,
Yeah,
validate her on every level.
honestly, yeah. You need, like, one family member that's in your corner, and then you guys
Yeah.
can, like, just be like, "Oh, that's kinda weird," you
Yeah.
know? Like, just call them weird because it is weird.
Yeah, that's something weird to do. Yeah, that's a good one.
Or you should invite, like, your grandma's, like, ex-boyfriends and your mom's ex-boyfriends
Yeah,
from, like, high school. That would be funny.
that would be funny. Could you imagine?
I honestly, like, how would you find them?
I don't know, but I'm just imagining, like, a Christmas full of exes and then current spouses.
Why would she come? Like,
She obviously has no
she's weird
self-awareness.
too. Yeah. Anyway,
Anywho,
last
okay,
one.
this is more of a funny story. My papa's side of the family gets together for Christmas at his sister's house. Before we eat, someone always blesses the food. Well, on this day, my youngest brother volunteered to say the blessing. Keep in mind he was probably 7 or 8. Everybody bowed their heads, and my brother prays. God is great, beer is good, and people are crazy. Amen. Needless to say, he was no longer allowed to say the blessing anymore. His argument was that we listened to it on the radio on the way to their house.
He he was sitting there in the car listening to that, and he was like, "This is
You're on to something.
inspiration struck." Billy Currington on the radio, and he was like, "I'm praying
Yep.
tonight. I'm blessing the food."
At 7 years old, he said, every word of that is true.
Yeah,
And
every
from
word.
his personal experience, every word was true.
God is good. Wait, how does it start?
God is great.
God is great, beer is good, people are crazy.
Amen.
And that's all you need to know, honestly.
That is like the Griswold family Christmas whenever she gets up and says the Pledge of Allegiance for the blessing.
Yeah.
I wish I would have been a fly on the wall. I want, like, that's a moment in, like, an office moment where you need everyone's reactions filmed.
Yeah.
Your parents crawling into a hole. You need that on camera. Your siblings looking at you like you're the dumbest person ever. Need that on camera. And every aunt and uncle shocked
You're
and
right.
cracking up.
And then you need, like, this private interviews afterward of like what everyone was thinking at that moment.
Yeah. Like your
It's so
parents.
funny.
I promise he's never drank beer. That is
Um,
so funny.
have you seen the TikToks about how people will like trick their boyfriends the first time they like come and eat with their families that they say the Pledge of Allegiance before every
Yeah,
meal?
that is hilarious. I
No.
wish I could use that. Maybe on if my sister ever finds someone,
You should.
put
That
it
would
to
be
them.
so funny. Or like your
That'd be
cousins,
hilarious.
you know?
Yes,
Like Landry's
that would,
boyfriend.
that would be hilarious.
That would be
I
funny.
love doing that. I love pulling a good prank.
You're a prankster. We've talked about that
I
before.
pulled one this weekend.
Did
So
you?
yes, I was out with Colin's family getting donuts after his graduation, and my friend Sarah rolls up with her friends. And
He's
this
not
is the first time Sarah's like meeting Colin's family, and she was like, "Wow, none of you all look alike." And as quick as she said, I was like, "Sarah, they have different dads." And she was like, "Oh." I was like, "I'm just kidding." She was like, "Literally, why would you say that?" And I was like, "I just wanted you to feel awkward. I
That's
just needed I needed to spice up the conversation."
hold on.
Sorry. I do love a good prank.
Sorry, I was putting my hair up. That's really funny. You're always saying stuff like that.
But for some reason, like her friend group, I don't think really thought it was that funny.
Interesting.
Shocker.
Um, I did that one time. I might have told this on the podcast before. We were in Texas. This was kind of just like an intrusive thought I had, and I decided to say it out loud. We were in Texas eating at this restaurant, like my family, we were like on family vacation, and the waiter had like gone around and gotten everyone's orders, and he got to my mom and he goes, "What will you have, mom?" And I go, "She's not our mom." He was like, "Oh, is she not a mom? I'm so sorry." And all of my no one thought it was funny. Everybody was like, "Why did you just say that?" So
Well, that's we get each other.
we do. We have that strange, unfunny sense of humor.
It's just like because nothing's that serious.
Yeah, and just like that moment of like uncomfortableness is like a little bit funny sometimes,
It's
you
like
know.
a little high I get off. I'm like,
I do
oh
sometimes feel bad if like if they get like too worried
yeah.
immediately, but
I'm like, oh, I was just pranking you. You have been pranked. Roll the
gotcha.
cameras. But anyways,
Oh man,
love holiday drama.
me too.
Love a good spice, a good prank.
I do too.
But anyways, we hope that you all have enjoyed this episode and all the holly drama that comes with it. Hopefully your all's holidays are drama free.
Or dramified if you're about that.
If you're into that, I hope you get all the drama you want.
For
Me,
me, I would rather have no drama, and then you guys tell me about all of yours.
I want a silent night.
Me too.
That's what I want. But anywho, I think that's all I got. You got
Yep.
anything else? Alrighty.
Probably. I
Next
always
week,
forget to say stuff.
I know. Next week will be Christmas week.
Will it really?
Although I think Christmas will be past. Christmas is on Wednesday. So Merry Christmas.
Wait, Christmas is in a week and a half?
It's actually a week tomorrow. Yeah.
Wait, why did my school get out so late? Let's
My
ask
mom's
that
still
question.
in school. My mom doesn't get out till the 20th.
But that's like how
I
elementary
feel like
schools usually are.
I feel like we didn't get out that late when we were in elementary school.
Maybe not. Maybe it was usually like the 18th, 17th around there.
Yeah. I
But
have
when I
to
was
work
at
Christmas Day.
Oh yeah, that stinks.
Yeah.
But you get Christmas Eve off, right?
Right. And that's when my family does stuff. So
Yeah. That's definitely better. Because
somehow I manage.
Christmas night, people are usually just kind of like napping and stuff, you know?
We don't do it. I mean, Colin's family does something, but like my direct family, the gathering we have at my house is on Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
So
That's good.
it'll be fun. I just don't want to work a holiday, but
Yeah.
whatever. They didn't ask me.
Unfortunately.
So, anyways, guys, Merry Christmas. We hope that you'll have the best Christmas you've had yet. Get everything you want. Santa hopefully is good to you. Our Grace is waving bye. No words. Longest outro ever.
I think we should sing a song.
Oh, A Christmas Carol?
Yeah. How about We wish you a Merry
Merry
Christmas.
Christmas, we
Oh, I couldn't tell if you were singing. All right, let's start on 3. 1, 2, 3. We wish
wish
you
you
a
a
Merry.
Merry Christmas.
We're both trying to like keep up with each
Just
other.
sing it normal,
Okay.
okay?
1,
One,
2, 3.
two. We
We wish
wish
you
you
a
a
Merry
Merry
Christmas. We
Christmas.
wish.
Christmas.
We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I bet that was horrible to listen to.
I bet it was not.
Anybody that lasted this long heard us singing and immediately clicked off.
They said, and that is enough.
That's enough for me.
Well, we have some fun New Year's episodes coming. Maybe like some resolutions, predictions, because we actually predict the future. So
We do. So if you want to
stay
know
tuned.
what your 2025 will consist of, just ask us.
Yeah.
Oh, we need to do our episode about nursing terms versus legal terms.
We do.
Your medical terms versus legal terms. I was thinking though, all of the legal terms are in like Latin. So I guess I can just.
All medical terms make no sense.
Okay, perfect.
Like none.
Do you think? I bet you'll get
Wait.
more legal terms than I will get medical terms. But anyway, we can talk about it when we do that
Let's
episode.
give a teaser. Guess what blepher means? This is one of my favorites.
Blepher? Can you spell it?
I think it's BLEFHER. Let me fact
Blepher.
check.
I feel like I've heard of the word blef, like a something blef. I don't know. Let me just guess. Does it have anything to do with your eyes?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, really?
Yes.
Oh, you know why I know this? Because an upper blepharoplasty and a lower blepharoplasty is like a plastic surgery that I kind of want to have one day.
Blepher is your eyelid. Why would it be called that?
That's such a great question. But that is why I know that is because of the plastic surgery.
Well, I'm sad that you knew it, but whatever.
Well,
I'm
I
gonna
didn't
dig
really
into
know
the
it.
archives and find some really good ones.
Yeah. I really think you'll get more than I will.
I don't know.
Although
I'm kind of
some of them are crazy. Okay, well, we'll do that episode coming soon.
Let's end this.
Let's
All right,
do.
guys. We'll see you next week. Merry Christmas. We love ya. See ya. Love ya. Bye.
Bye.